Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another fast Descendant video. So we got the patch 1.3.20 Thursday 26th of February and we've got some interesting changes here. So first up we have a buff to Gley, a minor buff. Basically you'll acquire more power of life with the different Transcendent modules. So you can see previously it was 3, now it's 5 with the blood and iron, it was 6, now it's 10, 3 to 5 for the explosive life and 3 to 10 on the life sphere. So basically with this change what they've done is, if you look at the passive here, power of life obtain amount 10. So previously it was 6, they've increased it to 10, so you'd get more power of life and it'll keep you sort of active with your fourth ability longer. So now what you can basically do is, when you're holding the melee weapon, the sword, and you dash through enemies, you can see we almost have this 80% there, let's say. And so this way, once you have this, you can now go back to your fourth, get closer, because we still have the range limitations and other things. But yeah, basically they've adjusted the cost a little bit. Fundamentally, it doesn't change the build. I would still use the potent collector with this. But yeah, it's just a little more comfortable in places like, let's say, the Void Erosion Purge or something. But overall, slight improvement here. So yeah, as you can see, when melee weapon is equipped, power of life acquired is more. Next up, we have some improvements to Dire. Let's say it's not buff or nerf, it's basically sound effects and things like that have improved. So improve the impact sound of Dire's Glacial Clash, Icefall, Avalanche and Froststorm skills. Added a sound effect when Dire's Avalanche skill towards enemies. Improve the impact sound effects of the skills Snowflake Clash and Frost Bloom with the Blooming Ecstasy. Improve the impact sound for the Brand Surge skill of Dire's Transcendent module, Chill Brand. So now I'll be honest here, I usually don't play with the audio.
Approaching.
So I can't really tell if the improvements to sounds are anything. Yeah, maybe this one I can feel a little difference. It's more like a zooming sound, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, so they've changed some of these sound effects. Let me try the other build as well. So with the Chill Brand. Yeah, it's more of a zooming sound. Yeah, here as well. You can see some minor differences, but it's nothing major. Yeah, like I said, I usually don't play with audio. So I have like a podcast or a YouTube video on the second monitor, so it doesn't really make much of a difference, but it does feel nicer, I suppose. Alright, so now we have the big change, and the content change is the invasion dungeons are going away. On the 12th of March, they'll replace that with the Descendant dashboard or something, they said, Descendant mission board. So this way, you'll have some more missions to get gold. And for now, what they're going to do is they're going to reduce it from the 4 invasions that we do daily to 2 per day, but they'll increase the gold amount. So 4.04 million. So this is like 404 invasion dungeon not found. So they're just playing around with that. So you'll get 4.04 million gold per mission. You do it 2 times and you'll have 8 million. And also if you have any gold boost, make sure to apply them before running that. So you'll have a bunch more gold. So yeah, so this is basically just as a goodbye to the invasion dungeons. And the director shared some thoughts here, because initially when they came out, you had to match the symbols, you had to stand, you had to match things like that. And yeah, nobody liked that and they were unhappy about that. So eventually they made it easier, and now they've decided to remove that and replace it with the Descendant mission board. So this should be interesting. Hopefully this is fun way of doing missions. I really like the HU special orders they added with Eckert. So I hope this is something like that, where you have a daily playlist of things to do. So if you see the invasion terminal, we have one on the Magister Lab and one on the Seed Vault. And so now you can see, you do it once, you get the 500. Previously used to get 250, now you're getting 4.04 million. And also, by the way, the 400% dungeons are not going away. They will be still here every day as usual. It's just the invasion, the disrupt invasion, this is going away. So yeah, so I guess people were not using it much. I was still doing it up until recently, but I looked at my gold reserves, let's say, and I was like at 1 billion, so I stopped kind of doing that as well, even though it doesn't take that long. So you can see I'm almost at 1 billion. It just goes up and down. So yeah, so you can do this in the meantime and collect some gold while it's going away. 10 million or so every day if you have the gold boost, something like this. Just use that, run the invasions, invasions, and you'll get the code. All right, next up, there was some issue with the battle pass. So they're giving away 260,000 battle pass XP. Now I don't remember what my battle pass level was. I had already reached level 100, so it must have increased a little bit. But yeah, have a look. If you were somewhere in the middle, you might have gained several levels with this issue after the patch. They've also made some changes to the effects of the Typhoon mode of the Eye of the Typhoon, and also some changes to the bosses in the underwater based dungeon. So what I'll do is I'll leave a footage of the underwater run to show the adjustments to the blood and iron build of Gley, and also you'll see the difference between the bosses. Basically, the bosses have been nerfed a little bit, and so yeah, it should be easier. It was already not that difficult, but yeah, the bosses and the explosions were occasionally even giving me trouble. Like if I did not have like an HP module or something, Descendants were occasionally getting killed. So yeah, it shouldn't be a problem now after this change. Some other UI UX changes with how the ping works, and of course now because we don't have the 2 invasions, they've made some changes there. Now there is a new HQ orders performance week. So this is like the in-game daily missions that you have to do, and so if you do that, you'll get a bunch of items. So I'll show you in the game itself. So in the game, if you press escape and event, you have the usual login event, and then you have the performance orders. So basically, complete research, you'll get a level 10 course for the weapon, very handy. Complete 4 special orders, you will get a box of the sword modules. And then basically you can see here, interact with NPC, you get 100,000 Kuipers, very handy for new players. Complete missions, any difficulty. I don't think I completed a mission, so how did I get this? No, I did run the underwater based dungeon. So yeah, if you finish any mission, you'll get 1,000,000 cores. So yeah, that is it. So complete any research, even just start something very small, and you'll get the cores. So grab these daily because you'll get a bunch of cores, and also the weapon modules. Also, by the way,
just say the word. I'll find out everything for you.
The reset has happened, so we have 4 new special orders. We have the Exterminator rocket launcher available this time. We have the Restored Relic. We have the Greg's Reverse Fate, and we have the Hagio's Sheepdog. Now, next up, we also have the Accelerate Research Week. They have extended the time. So as you know, when you're running around doing missions, you're reducing the research time for whatever you are crafting or researching with the Anise. So if you see this here, it says the research time is reduced by 200 seconds. If you look at the underwater base, it's by 400 seconds. So yeah, so you can plan your missions accordingly. So 300 seconds reduction here. I think this is something they need to have permanently in the game. So they've extended it until the 11th of March, until the next month's update. So yeah, so take advantage of this. Basically just start something in the research when you log in, and then go into your normal missions. So yeah, so that is the research event that I just mentioned. And then there are a bunch of bug fixes. Also notice here with these 3, there were quite a few bugs with the blood and iron. So for example, the reactor stats were not applied, and as a result, the damage was probably not as high with Gley's blood and iron. So a few more things have improved. So this should definitely improve the issues with the blood and iron Transcendent module and the skills there. Next up, we have equipment and modules. Fixed an issue where firing the E-Buster while possessing enhanced rounds did not cause vibration. So apparently this is supposed to vibrate when you have enhanced rounds. Okay, so here we are. I have 200 enhanced rounds. It's supposed to vibrate. I don't feel anything, any difference. I mean, it had a bit of recoil, but I don't feel any vibration. Maybe it's a controller thing. If you are a controller player, let me know if you notice any vibration. I think it's not needed personally. Alright, next up, revise the hammer and anvil tooltip to display the actual effects. Okay, so apparently this wasn't done. Added detection range explanation to gyrojet explosive rounds. Fixed an issue with the strike target effect of the trigger module kill chain. Was not triggered by Kingsguard Lance. Okay, so this is not something I'm too familiar with. And then some more content adjustments. Now with the different missions, it'll show you your mastery rank requirements. Breach tracking, arcade trigger unlock, trigger module dismantling. So you need to be mastery rank 15 or something. And yeah, basically that is about it. Besides that, you have some bug fixes to something like the monster occasionally not playing, and some graphical issues, and skins not equipping properly or something like that. So T poses, etc. So yeah, so basically that is about it. So main change here is of course the invasion dungeons going away. Minor adjustment to Gley, which in my opinion doesn't make a huge difference. Some audio effects. I think I actually ended up liking this more than I expected. And yeah, I'm happy that they have extended the accelerated research. I think it needs to be permanently in the game all the time, because that is a very convenient and useful thing to have. And yeah, that is it for this one. I'll leave you with the footage of the Blood and Iron. I'll just leave the whole run so you'll see the difference between the Oblivion Commander getting nerfed and the Sarcophage getting nerfed, and the Blood and Iron in action when you have the sword equipped and things like that. But yeah, that's it for this patch. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
Initiating the underwater base search operation, Descendant. Multiple Vulgus approaching from the front. Neutralize them. Security disarmed. Descendant, proceed inside. Descendant, destroy the device up ahead. Multiple Vulgus approaching from the front. Neutralize them. We're detecting multiple Vulgus signals.
I will find my daughter. Will not be interrupted.
You need to use your hover bike from here on out. Descendant, massive energy signal detected inside the laboratory. Be careful.